is Chainsaw Tuesday, and today I finally feel justified for being a Switch. Yoshida is a Switch and he is hot. Therefore, I am Yoshida. Wait, I don't think I thought this one out. Hey, stick around for later for my thoughts on the brand new Tatsuki Fujimoto anime that was just announced. I have all the details, so stick around. 213 picks up post-jorking. Thankfully, he wasn't at a corn concert and he was able to keep his freak on a leash. So as Denji lay in his bed, post-jork or pre-jork, we're actually not sure of the Jorkin cinematic universe timeline yet, but Denji recalls what Fumiko, hear me out guys, Mifune and Death told him. They both want Denji to do one of two things. In the case of Death, defeat the War Devil. In the case of Hear Me Out Guys, it is bring down the Death Devil. Both, they are fairly convincing by using their bodies to sway Denji in a particular direction. But I think the detail that has me cracking up the most is that Denji seriously has no idea that Death has no organs. He literally didn't even notice the gaping hole in her stomach where there is nothing but black. He literally only remembers her underwear, and that is it. This is telling us that Denji is really considering what the two told them, because if he were skeptical, he would remember this giant skeptical size hole in D. But he doesn't. This is yet another instance of Denji falling for a woman's wiles over just thinking for himself. This is further evident in how Denji is lying in bed and all he can think of is how he is a chick magnet. Now this on its own is worrying because it shows that Denji overall may be falling back into his old ways, but based on what he says next, it doesn't seem to exactly be the case. He fully acknowledges that women throwing themselves at him is a red flag. He understands that Death and Fumiko are both trying to manipulate him in their own little ways. After all, his only experience with women is still just crazy women trying to get their way with him to do stuff for their own benefit. That is further evident with Denji recalling what the Fire Devil told him about having to choose between two different options. Basically, he must decide between two women who are most undoubtedly going to betray him or hurt him. He finally clocks it though. He understands that he is coming to the end of a road and must make a decision one way or the other. Kill Death or protect Yoru. This dilemma should be one for Denji to mull over further because this dilemma is one that should actually have him dig deep within himself to the fullest extent. Because it isn't just as simple as choosing a side. These decisions do have real-world consequences. And choosing is the most painful thing people can do sometimes. Which is why, obviously, humans seek complacency and shut off the real world constantly, because it's easier to ignore and kick the can down the road, just like the Compromise of 1850. But this further illustrates that Denji doesn't have a right or wrong answer either. He has, if you think about it, three choices. Death, Fumiko, or the middle, and all of its infinite variations of what that looks like as the story continues to develop. My guess is that Denji will choose something that he wants. And what would Denji want? Well, this is established in Chapter 1. He wants someone to share his time with. A girlfriend to kiss, video games to play and kiss, and good grub to indulge in, and ultimately, kiss. Essentially, it's something that we all want, just a little world of our own to bring us the simple joys and pleasures of life. Denji is simple-minded, so what is the stupidly simple answer to all of this? Well, if he is constantly getting tricked by women who keep trying to seduce him, then which one isn't seducing him? That's a key in figuring out where this leads to in the end, because if Denji is shown anything that resembles the thing that he wants, which is simple happiness, then I believe he will ultimately pursue that path. In other words, somewhere in the middle. Death isn't viable because it would mean killing that path because it would kill Asa. Fumiko isn't right for him either because all that guarantees is he will live out the same things happening to him again and again, which is funny. Because effectively, that is what Death's path will do too. Either way, these two options ultimately lead to Denji being alone and falling back into being used like a tool. So think of it this way, put yourself in the shoes of Mr. Din Din. If you were an undereducated former tool of the Yakuza who has a dog for a heart, turns into chainsaws, and has literal devils tricking you constantly, while also, like, they're kind of hot and they're messing with you, out of everything we've been shown, what are the things that could give Denji hope and a pathway out? What is the initial dream that he wanted to make a reality? To me, the only current, well, anything resembling that is saving Asa Mitaka again. Not because it is a cute ship or I'm Asatistic and want my girl to be happy, but because just look at Denji's life. What is left? Who is left? Everyone is gone. The world has ended. The only singular thing in his life left that you could even remotely consider a positive or good is Asa Mitaka, period. Everything else is gone. Asa is the only option. If it were anything, he has nothing else to pick. Nothing. That is all that is left. So, lost in thought, he is broken out of it by rocks hitting the window of the school infirmary. It is Hot Pants McYoshida, looking rather spiffy with that public safety uniform. I also like the detail of Death and Fami both hearing the knocks of the window. No doubt that's setting up what is to come in chapter 214. Turns out, though, that Yoshida showed up to say his piece and to see the school one final time. Yoshida tells Denji he was hired to be Denji's guard at school, and this was his mission as designated by public safety. And while reluctant at first, ultimately Yoshida was happy for the role that he was given. Denji, once again showing that he understands what these women want from him, tells Yoshida that nudies, or undies, aren't going to work in his case, but he's not looking for a favor. He's looking to have a normal meal with Denji, or rather, just watch Denji eat, as Denji recalls how Aki was kind of the same back in part 1. And honestly, okay, time out. This gets me every time we see Aki in power. Also, the fact that we never get to see their faces in these flashback panels, it's just, man, that's a lot to process. I miss them both so much. But he then shares a story of Yoshida saving the day by punching some delinquents who wanted to start a fight after Denji threatened to cut off their arms. It's really funny, but all of this is 100% genuine from Yoshida, which is kind of odd for this series. People being genuine to Denji just feels really weird, almost like I need to take a shower afterwards. But it is welcomed because Yoshida is just being real with him, because he knows this is his last meal, and he has come here to be the Switch by literally blowing up to end the chapter. What was that? Okay, time for some some reculous speculationists. First up, we got to get the Delulu degen part of me out of the way. My goth girlfriend Reze is hella coming back, everyone. Think about it! Yoshida came to Denji to offer him food as a last meal? What did Reze do when they were first introduced? She was on the job, and so she just sat and watched Denji drink coffee like a freaking gooter. What happened after that? Well, my friends, she blew up. Like a lot. Like really a lot. Yoshida? As well, blew up a lot. Really, really, really a lot. After, what you may ask? After watching him eat food. Also, Yoshida says he is here to act as a switch. Now, not gonna lie, I feel a little vindicated. Okay, cut that part. Not gonna lie, judging by his very tight suit, there is no way he would be able to keep explosives like that without looking like he put on at least 15 pounds. Not saying that wouldn't be a bad thing either. Thick men are just as viable as thick women, and vice versa. Which I think is literally, whatever. I don't body shame, but I do bomb shame, and that man clearly is not carrying any bombs. But who do we know that carries bombs? That's right. Say it with me, Letitia. Ted Cruz. Russian bomb girl Reze with the quantum underwear. 1 second, it is there. The next, it is not. What is the truth? There is no truth. There is only perspective, so what side are you on, huh? I'm on the side of goth girlfriend justice, no matter how Delulu degen it is. Screw you, Ted Cruz. Well, I hope this video was really good this week. I hope you were entertained. I've got like 12 labs and a quiz I have to do today for HTML and CSS. So any support in the comments would help dearly. So, yeah. Oh, also, damn you, Fujimoto! The bi-weekly devil is back after feasting on, like, I don't know, what does he got at this point? Like a shoe? Does he eat goats? Like, this guy keeps coming back. When are we gonna stop him? Keep him away from things with blood, please. I'll see you on September 16th, I guess. Also, as promised, I wanted to talk about the new Tatsuki Fujimoto anthology announcement. If you've not heard about this, it's actually really cool, and I think everyone here will love this. This new film is titled Tatsuki Fujimoto 17 to 26, which is a film that adapts both volumes of the manga compilation of the same name, which are obviously titled Tatsuki Fujimoto, except they added the before Chainsaw Man part in there. But the film will adapt every single story from both of the volumes and will be animated by 6 different studios. Tatsuki Fujimoto, along with the announcement, made the following comment. He says, quote, "I was worried that the work made," Fujimoto states, "when I was a student would be an anime, whether it would really be possible to do it or whether it would be a work that relied on someone else's inspiration." He then continues, "But I haven't seen them yet, but I believe that they are made by talented directors." Which, that is some Google Translate right there, my friends. So if anyone has any better translations, please put in the comments below for us to check out. Now, if you want to know what will be adapted, these are the following listed on the official site. Also, same thing here, these are translations, so please, if you want to put the official translations down below if I get any of them wrong. They are ordered as follows with the studio. There are 2 Chickens in the Garden by Zex, Sasaki-kun Stops the Bullet from La Pan Truck, Love is Blind, also from La Pan Truck, Shikaku from Graph 77, Mermaid Rhapsody from 100 Studio, When I Woke Up, The Disease That Was a Girl from Studio Kafka, which is kind of a big studio right now, Nayuta of Prophecy from 100 Studio, and Sister's Sister from PA Works, which is actually a really cool studio if you like animation and really boring anime that put you to sleep. That was a joke! I think the story I am most excited for, obviously, is Nayuta of the Prophecy, which indeed is the character Nayuta and Makima were based on in Chainsaw Man. Makima actually was based on a character visually in Shikaku too, which you can definitely tell if you've ever read that. But so let me know what stories you're excited to see, as well as some more fantastic news. Thanks to Batter98, who super thanked 25 Canadian dollars. Elbows up, my friend, elbows up. We'll be covering next week the first 2 volumes of Fire Punch exclusively on this channel. As well, I will look into doing the same for Tatsuki Fujimoto 17 to 26, which I will also do videos for, but at a later date that will be soon. We'll say that. Oh my gosh! Thanks everyone for watching the video. If you'd like to watch more stuff from me, here is a handy dandy playlist. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.